Expectations for kind of the top of the pitching stuff. I know
You know,
you're getting some injuries back. Sorry, you're getting some injuries back. What are your expectations, at least early in the season, for that?
I think that, we're going to show a lot of arms. We are getting a handful of pitchers that are back that had, one pitcher back that had an injury last year, so she's fresh. We're excited to see Sid pitch. Just kind of seeing what everyone can do early in the preseason. We have a lot of tough games, so we're going to need every arm that we have, and it's a good opportunity for them to get in there and kind of see who's throwing and who's fresh.
Tell me a little bit about this incoming freshman class. I know they're incredibly well heralded and highly touted.
Yeah, they're gritty. I mean, I would say that, they definitely came in. They came in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and all of them are gritty. So they're fighting for positions right now, fighting to be in the lineup. Once you get to college, you get to see college hitters, and you get to see college pitchers, and it's a little bit different. So we do expect some little ups and downs and stuff, but for the most part, if they can be as consistent as they have been in practice, we'll see big things from them.
How did the off-season go, knowing that, like, for the first time in almost forever, you didn't make the tournament?
Yeah, it was disappointing for sure. Disappointing for our student athletes. Disappointing for me. I've been here. I've been part of a lot of regional appearances. So we're looking to get back there. We created a schedule. So as long as we do what we need to do to take care of the ball and win some games, we should put ourselves in the best opportunity, even with the tough Big Ten season that there is.
Does that make it a longer off-season, or how much more of a longer does it?
It doesn't make anything longer. It just makes every game a little bit more important, knowing that we didn't make it last year, and that we don't want to make it 2 years in a row.
Transfer is part of the deal now.
Yep.
How do you make up for the hole in the lineup that Jess Oakland's doing?
Yeah, it's a thing. I think the thing is you want to be really loyal to your players, right? But I think loyalty is kind of out the door now. You're loyal to Maroon and Gold. You're loyal to this university, and the best players are going to play. You want to be loyal as much as you can, and a lot of them spend their 4-year career here, and it's great. But at the end of the day, loyalty's out the door.
What's the schedule look like starting this weekend?
We open up with Utah, great team. They got to regionals, and they're super regionals, and so they lost about a handful of players like we did. So they're kind of in a rebuilding year, just like we are. Then we then we play Cal. Cal's a gritty, fast team, and then Miami of Ohio, ASU, and then a Utah again. So we'll get to see a lot of different pitchers in 4 different teams.
Offensively, how much of a luxury is it to have Taylor back with what she was able to accomplish?
Yeah, she has the long ball. I think she's matured. Her sophomore season, she had a standout career. I think last year she went through some slumps with maybe a little bit of expectations that she put a little too hard on herself. But here, I think she just wants to finish her season year with good at-bats and making sure that she doesn't let it weigh too heavy, one at-bat from the other.
How do you help a player navigate that, where you raise that bar as a sophomore and still have a good junior year, but you said where that bar maybe was? How do you help a player navigate that, especially in the last cut at it as a senior?
Yeah, part of it has to be their idea. They have to kind of come to it on their own, but you have to make them aware of it. Like, you're putting too many expectations on yourself. Like, we know we don't ever want to go backwards, and you have such a great sophomore season, but that's part of the reason why you probably did. You didn't have any expectations on yourself. So why put them now? And not putting as hard of expectations on yourself doesn't diminish what you're trying to do. It just it gives yourself a little out that this game is hard, and it gets harder. It doesn't get easier.
Sid Schwartz healthy?
Yes.
Ready to rock?
Yes, she's ready to go.
How anxious?
Oh, she is. She's been biting at the bit. All fall, she's been biting at the bit. We took a slow fall, but she's ready.
Cool.
Good. All right.
Anything we didn't touch on that's important? Motivating was the way last season ended. Looking ahead to getting dirty again this year and trying to kind of take a couple more steps than maybe you took last year.
Yes, I think you look back at last season and we didn't get to where we wanted to be. So we're always using last year's motivation, but I think this year starts a new lead to where we want to go and be successful. And I think we're always going to have it in the back of our minds, but we're not going to let that dictate how the season goes. And we're just ready to get out there and play.
That said, how excited just as a softball player this time of year where you've been doing all the drills and all the lifting and all the practicing, and there's finally that game on the schedule's been sitting there for months and now it's there.
Yeah, so last game ended last season and you're ready to go already, but you know, you have to go through summer, off season, go through fall, and then January, which is just a bunch of scrimmaging, and we're indoors. So it's always exciting to get to that first game of the year and be outside and just on the dirt playing softball, which is what we've always wanted to do. So.
How much does not making the tournament sort of eat at you a little bit during the off season?
Yeah, it's just extra motivation. You know, that's always our goal, and we use it, and we're going to fight to get there this year, and I know that we're going to be successful, and we're going to use it as motivation to get where we want to be this year.
Balance expectations just on yourself. You've had great success here. Going into this year, how do you look at personal goals and how you want to accomplish things, but also not let that pressure get to you too much?
Yeah, I think just not having, setting the bar too high, but just finding a happy medium and going out there and doing what I need to do to help my team and help us win.
What do you think about the pitching staff, the way it's looking? You've got a pretty good angle, a good spot to read it from. What do you think? It's some changes, but there's a lot of talent in there.
Yes, we have some returners, and then we brought in some new faces. So I think it's really exciting. They're a fun group to catch, and I know they're going to work together and provide us some great pitching. So.
What do you think of the new faces across the roster?
Yeah, I think they all bring in some great talent, and it's definitely a new look to us. So I think they're going to step in and they're going to do their job when they're called upon, and I think they've been great additions to this team.
What does the schedule look like starting with this weekend?
Can you repeat that?
What does the schedule look like as you look down the road and starting with this weekend?
Got some good opponents right out of the gate.
Yes. Yeah, we're always looking for competition, so I think that's exciting that first week we get that, and it's going to be exciting to just go out there and play whoever's on the other side of the field.
We always ask if the beauty of being a softball player here, you forfeit some home games, but you get to do Arizona, Florida, California.
Yes.
Is there something to that? Yes, you're playing amazing teams and you're finally getting to play these games, but there's also that, it's going to feel like softball in Arizona, Florida, and California.
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, we scrimmage in the indoor a lot in the winter, so it's exciting to go out and play somewhere warm, and being from Florida too, it's always exciting to go back there and play somewhere near my hometown. So.
Perfect. Remind me what's your hometown?
Orlando.
Well, it's been a long time since I've stepped on the field, so this season's definitely going to mean a lot more to me, being back with, all my defense behind me, and, just could not be more excited to get, playing against other teams, not just our own.
How hard is it to go through having to be patient and having to work back, and it's never fun?
Yeah, it's obviously, definitely a mental thing for sure, but I just trusted my trainers and my coaches that it'll all work out in the end and everything happens for a reason.
Same kind of question I asked Taylor, just this time of year, whether you're coming back from injury or just an off season, it's practices and drills and lifting and all that.
Yeah.
That date sits there. First game is sitting there, and now it's finally here. What is just even going back to when you started playing when you were a kid? How fun is just let's go?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because obviously we practice a whole lot, and it's always against each other. We're always scrimmaging each other. So just seeing a different competition is going to be a huge thing for us, because now it's not just me against my own teammates, it's me and my teammates versus everyone else.
What's the mood just around the team of getting back to the NCAA tournament again?
That's the main goal for sure. That's the goal to win. So obviously we'll let last year kind of burn a little bit, and this year we're just kind of make it almost like a revenge tour. This is our year for sure.
Is that something that follows you a little bit all
Yeah.
through the off season?
Granted, I didn't get to play, but I knew it's still affecting me. I still wore it with all my other teammates. So made sure that this past summer, this past off season, that's the main goal, is to get back to regionals.
Taylor's value to the team, not just we see her hitting massive home runs, but especially as an incredible defensive catcher.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she's a great leader too. I think that's almost more important. We all look to her in huge pressure situations, and yeah, she's one that I see her behind the plate and I instantly calm down.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Go get it this weekend.